I grew up in Turkey, in this city called Istanbul. My older sister and I were raised by our grandma. While I know my grandma was doing her very best with the knowledge and the awareness she had, there was a particular habit of hers that taught me from a very young age to play the victim. She used to cry a lot about my parents being separated. And while she was crying, she used to stroke my hair and say things like, "Oh, my poor baby girl, my little orphan, her mom and dad left her." But reality, my mom and dad didn't leave me. They just decided to get separated. From that little age, I thought this was the way we receive love, by being pitied. But the lesson that I want to share with you tonight, the biggest lesson that I have learned is this. Where self-pity ends, self-love begins. When I was little, my mom wasn't very well. I was only 5 years old when I found her in her bedroom after her attempt to suicide. I'm glad I did, because that was literally what saved her life that day. While my mom was having her treatment, my grandparents and dad thought it would be best if we didn't see her. As a result, my sister and I weren't allowed to see her until I was in high school. My grandparents didn't know anything about emotional needs of a child at all. As long as I had a roof over my head, food to eat, I was good to go, they thought. Throughout my entire childhood, I felt unseen, unheard, unloved, and very unworthy. And I ended up carrying that unworthiness, the resentment towards my family, the victim mindset, all the way to university years and beyond. I thought my academic success was the only way to feel worthy of love and acceptance. With that mindset, I ended up finishing my degree in mathematics and became a maths teacher. From outside, I looked like a young, happy adult with a bright future ahead, always so radiant and positive. But all that was just a mask. On the inside, I was feeling angry and sad about my childhood, feeling angry and sad about not making good money, feeling angry and sad about not having a proper relationship, feeling angry and sad about having to live with my dad and my stepmom, whom I didn't get along so well, feeling angry and sad about having to work with the colleague who I thought hated me. I was the definition of misery. And I thought the cause of my misery was my parents, the country that I was living in, the colleagues that I was working with, the economy, and so on. And I thought the solution is just move to a new country. And in June 2016, I packed everything and moved to Canada. I was so excited, so happy that all the misery, all the pain, all the resentment were going to be left in Turkey, and I was going to be happy. How do you think it went? Not good. Here I was in Canada, complaining about the weather, complain about how mean my colleagues were, again, complain about how annoying my classmates were, and so on. And that misery went on for 2 years until I hit the rock bottom. My work permit expired, I lost my job at the bank, I lost my apartment, I found myself sleeping on the floor of a friend's place. That was when I woke up for the first time. Something needed to change. After that aha moment, I came across this workshop called Gratitude, which led me to my first coaching program where I met my mentors. The biggest lesson they taught me was, it wasn't me creating my misery. It was the self-pity in me. The self-pity that multiplied every time my grandma stroked my hair and called me her little orphan. The self-pity that multiplied every time another relationship failed. The self-pity that multiplied every time another work colleague treated me badly. By holding on to resentment, I was dragging my past pain to my future and creating my own suffering. It was time to make a choice. And I chose to stop romanticizing my suffering and start claiming my personal power. And I really began to love myself. Because true self-love isn't about erasing the pain or feeling sorry for your past. It is refusing to let your past define you. So, if you find yourself stuck in the past, I want to leave you tonight with this. What if the love you've been searching for is on the other side of self-pity? What if where your self-pity ends, your self-love and the whole new life begins?